Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm doing okay. Just just ended up talking to both my boys and just kind of catching up with them. So that's always a highlight of my night. So I've just been, taking care of things, doing housework, and giving my kitties all the attention I can. Taking care of my tarantulas, of course. I'm up to 72 now. Yeah. um, but I was telling my boys I'm actually, very proud of myself, and I knew they would be proud of me because last week when I came home after running some errands, I noticed my gas tank on my truck was really leaking gas out. So, since I had everything I needed, I put the front of the truck up on ramps so the gas could, come out and leak out, and I could make sure the area was dry. But when I went to get under the truck to find out where the leak was, because it was at an angle like this, I couldn't get under the back. So I took her down off of there, put the ramps at the back of the truck, and brought the back up. That way it was like this. I was able to get under there. The day I noticed it was leaking, I had gotten online and ordered JB Weld epoxy, and it came, I think, Monday, maybe Tuesday. And then yesterday, I went outside, took everything I needed, did what I needed to, found where it was leaking. There were a couple places that could have been where it was leaking from, so I kind of patched more than one area. But I patched it myself, put gas in it today, good to go. It ain't leaking now. So I fixed my gas tank, and I'm proud of myself. I didn't have to call somebody to do it for me, or worse, spend money to do it. So yeah, I'm quite proud of myself. And I get to brag. Both my boys are in the Navy. My oldest has been in for 10 years, and my youngest, I think, has been in for 3.5, I think. But my oldest, during the summer and starting up into fall, he had taken a shit ton of leave because he was getting out of the Navy after 10 years. So he calls me up one day about 3 weeks ago, and he and I had been kind of coordinating because he was going to come out to help me when I have my reflux surgery, because I have to stay overnight, and I was going to have him come in, take me up there, and then bring me back the next day. So we had been, really working hard on getting that done. And he calls me up 3 weeks ago or so, and he's like, hey, Mom. And I'm like, hey, what's up, bud? And he's like, well, I got some good news and bad news, or good news and good news, depending on how you want to look at it. And I'm like, okay, what's up? And he's like, I made chief. Now, when you go to boot camp, you start out as an E1. Right now, he is a first class, petty officer first class, which is E6. You normally do not make chief the first time you're put up for it. I mean, usually you have to be put up at least 2 to 3 times before you are made chief, and he made it first time around. So after finding out he made chief, which is E7, he, talked it over with his wife, his dad, all that. We weighed all the pros and cons to staying in and getting out, and staying in very heavily outweighed getting out. So he has decided to re-enlist for another 5 years, and next Friday he gets to put on his chief insignias. Since he told me, I have been beaming with pride. I cannot believe how lucky and blessed I am. And knowing my son has been promoted yet again is absolutely amazing. Now, in the enlisted ranks, he could only rise 2 more times because it goes chief, senior chief, and master chief. So within the next 5 to 10 years, I have a feeling he can get those last 2 ranks without much problem. And if he does get those ranks, he's pretty much said he'll, stay for the entire 20 and retire at the highest rate possible. And I have been so proud. Watching him over these past 10 years thrive and flourish in the Navy has just been so heartwarming. Oh my God, it has been so amazing. When he told me he wanted to join the military 10 years ago, I was kind of against it. I gave him my thoughts. That's all it was my thoughts on it. I wasn't about to say, don't you do that. He was an adult. He could do what he wanted, and that's what he chose. And seeing the impact it has had on his life has been amazing. Absolutely amazing. And same thing with my youngest son. Watching them grow like they have and become the solid, dependable, amazing men that they are is just, I have no words. Life doesn't get any better. I got my kids, my grandkids, and life is perfect. And I couldn't be happier. But there's always that bittersweet feeling whenever I get good news, because I hear news, whether good or bad, but especially with the good news, my first thought is, I wish I could share this with Daddy. He would have been so proud. And he would have. And sorry, tired. Knowing he'd be so proud. just makes me miss him all the more. But I still revel in that good news, that wonderful happenings, and just I try and focus on those moments to just be in the moment and be happy without thinking the down parts and the sadness that I feel. You know, which I'm okay feeling them now. You know, it's been 12 days since my dad died 7 years ago. And it still hurts, but I'm trying to live, and being able to share in my sons and daughters and grandsons' lives makes me happier than I've been in such a long time. Yeah, I made a video not long ago about how your environment will reflect your thoughts and feelings, and how I had let my house get to be a mess, and I've been slowly getting it cleaned up while doing all my canning that I have done. My canning is finished for the year. I think I ended up with like 58 quarts of green beans and 61 quarts of salsa, something like that. I got a shit ton, which, yeah, that's fine. I got no worries. I'll give at least half to 3/4 of it away to my kids and to family and friends, and the rest will be there for me. So I love canning, so you know, it was good to have that to focus on. And then, you know, because I'm getting in a better headspace, then, you know, I'm slowly taking step by step to get my house in order and get things the way they should be. So I'm working. I'm working hard, but taking these moments to enjoy and be a part of my kids' accomplishments is absolutely 1,000% worth everything to me. And I could not ask for more. This is one happy, proud, blessed mom and Nona. And I am just thankful that I have such great kids that love me as much as I love them, because I know they do. So, you know, not a long video tonight. I just wanted to touch base and brag, of course, not only on my sons, but on myself, because I didn't wait for somebody to come and help me fix my truck. I didn't call anybody to help. I did it on my own. What is your malfunction, Lovey? You are such a booger. You are such a booger. I got you. Gotcha. I miss my mom and dad. I miss my cats. But that's okay. I'm allowed to. And I can live in those moments and memories. I can miss them and cry. But I can still be happy and know that life is good. So, yeah, I got 72 tarantulas now. Yeah, I know. 72. I remember when I said I was gonna stop at 30. Yeah, like that happened. But that's okay. I don't. I love them. It's great. Yeah, I am not afraid to cut people out of my life either. A while back, I had been contacted by a gentleman on Facebook. He sent me a friend request, and I accepted it. And like the third week of July, I think we started talking on Messenger. And within 24 hours, I knew shit wasn't adding up right. I knew he wasn't who he was saying he was. His English, even though he was supposedly born and raised in the United States, his English was not proper. And I had found out that the pictures he was sending me was of a fairly famous life coach. So I confronted him about it, and he came clean finally and said he made up, all of this because he didn't think I would accept him because he was a black man and lives in Africa. So, we video chatted almost daily and talked all the time. And that was good, but he did ask me for money. And this woman don't give away what she gets at a hard cost. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. So, over the, let's see, July, August, September, little over two months or so that we were talking, he asked me quite a few times if I could just send him $10 because he's not working, he doesn't have a job, he can't find a job, he doesn't have food, he's going to get evicted, yada, 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 yada. And I told him, I said, look, I've raised my kids. When I was raising my kids, I went without a lot. So I made sure they had what they needed. And I don't get much money. And I'm not sending you any. Ain't gonna happen. It's not I cannot make your life better, is what I pretty much told him. And I was like, and I had told him, I'm like, stress makes my Crohn's disease really act up. And I had that time not long ago where I had 5 days of hell because my stress levels were through the roof and it messed with my Crohn's. And I I was in hell for 5 days. So, you know, I had told him that I cannot have stress in my life. And I told him, you know, I'm never sending you any money. Stop asking. And one day last week, after everything, he asked me to send him $50. I'm like, look, I told you time and again, no. I told you stop asking. I'm done. I am over all this. I'm done. I cut off contact. I deleted the app that we were using to talk because he had lost his Facebook account, probably because of me. Because when I found out he was using the life coach's information and pictures, I reported it to the man that he had appropriated them from. So his Facebook got banned, and we had been talking through WhatsApp. And I deleted the app after telling him I'm done. Have a good life. I don't need that shit. It's all I can do to keep my life together. I sure as fuck can't fix anybody else's, and I'm not even going to try. And the worst part is saying that and feeling like I need to help, but I can't, hurts me inside. And it hurts me a lot. I cannot take suffering. I cannot take people being hurt, and it because I'm an empath, it affects me so much more when, you know, I have somebody begging me for $10 because they don't have any food. Sorry. You know, I have my own bills. I have medicines I need to get, my own food, my own cats, my own food for my own pets. It's not my responsibility to fix somebody else's life. And as much as it hurts me to say that, I had to fucking say it. And I cut him out. And I don't regret it one bit, because I told him several times, stop asking, it's never happening. And he didn't listen. So later, dude. So, you know, I'm looking out for me. Of course I'm looking out for my kids and grandkids and family, but you know, I have to look out for me as well, because nobody else is going to. You know, I have to save myself. I can't save anybody else but myself. And you know, I am a firm believer that necessity is the mother of invention. You know, if you are going to be homeless and you have nothing to eat, then you need to get up off your ass and find something, anything. Pick up fucking plastic, pick up cans, and, you know, turn it in for money. I'm not going to say that I understand what life is like in Western Africa, he was in Nigeria. Yeah, I know. Typical Nigerian scams. But I like I said, I can't say I know what life is like there. I know it's a lot different than it is here, but you either get up off your ass to make your life better, or you don't and you die. I, you, when you profess to love someone, but you consistently cause stress and keep asking them for their last bit of money, that's not love. Not even a little bit. So, you know, I've made a lot of progress this year, and standing up for myself and not allowing people to treat me less than I deserve. Yeah, that's a hard one fought. Hard. That was a fight I won very hard, because I finally am standing up for me and what's best for me. So, alright, I think that's about it for the night. I am going to play on the Xbox for a little while, take my bedtime medicines, and hopefully go to sleep soon, so I can get up in the morning and start cleaning. And call my son back, my youngest. So, if you've watched this, I thank you. Some really happy news in there. And this is one happy mom. Very happy mom. Very proud mom. So I will talk to y'all in the next video. I thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good night. Remember, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I do. Bye.